The founder and managing director of Grameen Bank and 2006 Nobel Peace Prize, Professor Mohammed Yunus, delivered the lecture in 2009. He spoke under the theme, Eradicating Poverty by Investment in the Marginalized as a way of creating wealth and combating poverty.
Poverty is not in the person. There's nothing wrong with the poor people. They're as capable as anybody else. Simply the society never gave them a chance. Poverty is not created by the poor people, it's created by the system, by the institutions that we have built. Like, see the banking institution? It doesn't lend money to the poor people. Not only poor people, it doesn't lend money to two-thirds of the population. What kind of institution is that? And then, policies are responsible. Only thing we can afford for the poor people, because we think nothing else can be done, give them some charity. Personally, we give them charity. The state gives them charity. I think that's where we went wrong. Charity is no solution for poverty. Charity freezes poverty, imprisons people. It takes away initiative from people. The responsibility of the society is to create opportunities, support them by institutions so that they can fight for their life.
Last year's lecture was delivered by Chilean-American author and human rights activist Ariel Dorfman. His lecture was titled, Whose Memory, Whose Justice? A meditation on how and when and if to reconcile. Dorfman's talk drew on his experiences during times of unrest, oppression and reconciliation in Chile. He drew parallels with experiences shared by Nelson Mandela and South Africans as a whole during and after apartheid.
You do not arrive at such armistices effortlessly. You often need to drive your opponents to the table through force and cunning. You cannot suppose that such meetings of the mind will simply happen. Each small step is fraught with peril and false enticements and perverse illusions. Let me repeat this. Each photo, each memory does not emerge from its hiding place without struggle and suffering, without an immense social movement behind it, without some form of justice enacted. It is also true, however, that far too frequently, those magical instances when adversaries meet and reach at least a pact not to resort to carnage to impose their points of view, far too frequently, those moments close just as abruptly as they open, and we often find ourselves yanked back to where we began. I can shatter that wall, open a splinter in time, and reside there for a snap of a minute. But there will be no further progress unless the other side, people like that woman who insulted me, like the woman who was closeted in her anguish over the impending death of a tyrant, there will be no real improvement of the social environment unless people like them, like the soldiers who raided the shanty towns in Chile, like those who profited from the suffering in South Africa, manage to take a step of their own, realize that to admit their own complicities in the crimes is a way of liberating themselves from their own prejudices of hatred forever.